this isn't going to be a short video. If you're looking for a quick YouTube fix, this video probably isn't going to be it, because I've got a lot of subjects to deal with. You can probably see from my hair, this isn't going to be the sharp, fast edited kind of a video. It's probably not going to be edited. I'm just going to talk, no, it will be edited, because I'll go off on a tangent at some stage. But this is going to be a long video with a lot to cover. There has been some interesting interactions on YouTube recently between elements of the atheist community and what I would describe as a group of people, many of which are atheists. Internally, I compartmentalise them, because you have to do that. You have to stereotype people to some extent to make sense of the world. I stereotype these people as the YouTube communist feminist community. That's probably too narrow a label. Some of the people in this community, they're not communist, but they're all quite left-wing individuals, which is fine. They're all feminists, which is fine. Feminists, some people would label them gender feminists as opposed to equality feminists. I don't like the labels too much, because we don't need labels. Most of us know what we're talking about here. We know the people we're talking about. The people I had interactions with, to some extent, were Nuclear Knight, A.M. Hemsley, and to a lesser extent, Jedi Master Boo Boo. Although that was a kind of one-way interaction. She made a comment to me. I responded to her with a private message. Found that I couldn't actually send her a message, so presumably I am blocked before I've even said anything to her. So that was a limited interaction. But there was this bigger interaction. Just let me explain what I'm going to put in this video, in case you're thinking of actually watching more of it. I want to talk about the Vogter thing. Then I want to talk about what I perceive as this group. Then I want to talk about the concept of the patriarchy, and then I want to talk about porn and the sex industry. I'll save that till the end, just because it might keep a few people watching. You know, in a kind of vain hope that some people might stay till the end. So, I'm a partner. I can talk for as long as I fucking want. That's what I'm going to do here. I don't know how long this video is going to be. It's going to be longer than 11 minutes, let's be honest. Okay? Right, so this first thing then, it's the Vogter thing, wasn't it? What did I think about the Vogter thing? Well, I had exchanges with Nuclear Knight before this. So I'd watched Nuclear Knight videos before this. I'd had very little exchange with Vogter before this, but I watched Vogter videos before this. So that puts me in the picture. Vogter had exchanges with Nuclear Knight before this. But it kicks off with Vogter's video, does it not, to Nuclear Knight? And I thought he brought up some very good points. Plus, for Vogter, and this is from my perspective, who am I to say what's right and what's wrong? I'm just telling you what I think. I think he made some good points, some valid points, some points that I really wanted to see be addressed. What he shouldn't have done, in my view, was then to drag up all this shit about Nuclear Knight being sexually assaulted or raped or whatever it was, I don't even know the details, when she was young. The reason he shouldn't have done it was because there was every chance that by doing that it was going to start to push the conversation off target. It could also be misconstrued. It was misconstrued. It did push the conversation on target. I don't think Vogter should have done that. Vodka would be nice. I'm on beer. Vodka would be nice. I'm going to say vodka again, so maybe Vogter should just change your name to vodka. It could have been misconstrued. It was misconstrued, and that was a real shame. And I think it was a little bit harsh, possibly close to home, because some of it was true. I think Nuclear Knight maybe does drag some of her past into what she believes, but for me that's irrelevant. I couldn't give a flying fuck why she believes what she believes. What I'm interested in is what she believes and what views she expounds in this open forum on YouTube. That's what I'm interested in, and if we'd kept it to that, I think it would have helped. Nuclear Knight's response was combative. The video she'd received was combative, her response was combative. Who can blame her for that? I don't think anybody can. The punching thing, that kind of escalated at a level. There was no real need for that, I didn't think. But the problem I had with Nuclear Knight's video was that she never addressed any of the issues. Vogter's video was 50% combative. This is where you're getting your views from, and you need to put it to one side. You need to forget about that with respect to your views. That was misconstrued to just get over it, as an aside. 50% that and 50% decent argumentation. Nuclear Knight's response, there was no argumentation other than to say, you don't know me, you don't know what I think, which is something that Nuclear Knight said on a number of occasions. Simply, you don't know me, you don't know what I think. End of story. Other than that, it was purely a response to the non-argumentation side of Vogter's video. So immediately we'd gone totally away from the issues, and those issues have never really been addressed other than this kind of idea of, well, you're misrepresenting me, you don't really know what I believe. That's a shame. But through this, then it comes down to my interactions here, because I had some elements of interaction, not in terms of making a video, but in terms of talking to people through comments with various people. And this is, when it comes to this particular aspect of the community, I have to say, because most of my interactions on YouTube have been based on theological debate or religious debate with people of strong religious conviction, and throughout all of that I've been dismissed many times. I've been told I'm talking shit many times, but I've never felt that I've been told that I'm almost not entitled to a viewpoint. Like, what I think doesn't even matter, it doesn't even register. But that's the kind of response that I feel I've got from people in this particular little group on YouTube, which is that effectively you're either with them or you're talking shit, basically, and talking a type of shit that they're not even interested in entertaining. Now, maybe that isn't true, but I find it kind of ironic that a group that associates themselves with communism is so dismissive of anybody who has a challenging opinion, an opinion that challenges what they hold to be true. Worrying almost that people should be quite like that. Certainly the people that I've spoken with, I've not tried to really lay into anybody. I've been robust in my argumentation. I always am. Anybody will tell you that. But that's all I've been. I've not been personal. I've tried to sum up a situation. If I've thought somebody's wrong, I've said I think you're wrong, or I think you've handled this the wrong way. And the things I've had back is that I'm a moron, that I don't know what I'm talking about, that I've got neurological issues, that I'm inherently stupid, or that I would kiss the feet of Hitler if Hitler was an atheist espousing a viewpoint. Not once have I actually had a decent argument levelled back to me on the level of the argument that I've made. And I've never come across a group of people so far on YouTube that have so consistently shown this kind of response. So maybe it's a bunker mentality, maybe I'm doing them wrong, but let me tell you that I responded to Nuclear Knight before the Vogter thing started, and that was the response I got. First post, you're a moron, you don't know what I believe, and you don't know what you're talking about. That was the kickoff right from the start. I don't think that's the way. If you're going to come on an open forum like YouTube, I don't think that's the way to do business. If you want a little closed, cliquey society where you can discuss these things, then you need to be going somewhere else, or just distribute your videos privately on YouTube. You can do that. But if you're going to put them in an open forum, then you're going to have people respond to you, you're going to have people disagreeing with you. So that's this problem I have, which is this unwillingness to discuss. It's not a problem of opinion. I don't mind people disagreeing with me. I'm sure Vogter doesn't mind people disagreeing with him, but there does seem to be an unwillingness to debate and discuss, a dismissiveness which is really rather arrogant, you know. I might say that you're wrong and I think you're talking shit, but then I will do my very best to give you an argument to back that up. I won't just say you're a moron, you're talking shit, and quite frankly, I don't care what you say, because what you say is irrelevant. I wouldn't do that. I don't expect anybody to do that to me. Okay? Maybe that's Jedi Master Boo Boo. Maybe that's my sense of entitlement. Perhaps. I know that's a term that you quite like. The first thing I want to discuss following on from that are two specific issues. The issues of the patriarchy and then the issues of porn and the sex industry. So let's hit the issue of the patriarchy first. I'll just take a quick breath first. Okay, the next issue I'd like to talk about is the issue of the patriarchy. Is there such a thing as the patriarchy? What does it mean? Do we really know? Is it such an amorphous concept, which is what I want to suggest to you, that it's kind of meaningless? This is something that I've tried to discuss with people on occasions, have discussed, although not in my YouTube channel, for a number of years. Let me tell you where I'm coming from here. Let me give you an example to begin with. Throughout my life, I have been told that as a man, it's not okay to hit a woman, even if she attacks you. If a man attacks you, you can knock his lights out, quite honestly. For a woman, if a man attacks a woman, she can knock his lights out. But under no circumstances should a man hit a woman. Maybe she's got a knife or a gun or something. But in general terms, you know, a man should not hit a woman, even in retaliation. That's not on. You never do that. You try and restrain her in the way that it doesn't, you know, don't grab her wrist too tightly when you restrain her, otherwise you might hurt her precious little wrists. Now, this, I am told, is a symptom of the patriarchy. It's men being arrogant and patronising and fatherly towards women. They're acting in a patriarchal way towards women. Can we work that out? Can we see that in our heads? Yeah, kind of. But let's imagine it's painted the other way around. Let's imagine that the default meme in society, if that's what it is that men should not be violent towards other men, even in retaliation. But it's all right if a woman shows any aggression towards you. It's all right to knock her lights out. That's okay. You never hit a man. It's all right for a woman to hit a woman. That's fine. It's not okay for a woman to hit a man. It's not okay for a man to hit a man. How would that be portrayed? Would that not be portrayed a million times over as a sister, as an example of the patriarchy? Because this is men looking after the interests of other men, and women that go along with it. Well, you see, women's opinions for some reason don't seem very important in this. Men are allowed to either be correct, or they're allowed to be misogynistic twats. But women are either correct or they're brainwashed by the patriarchy and irrelevant. It doesn't even matter what they think. They've been brainwashed. Let's not even consider their viewpoint. So if you're a quite liberal-minded equality feminist, really what you have to say doesn't matter because you've been brainwashed by this patriarchal society, you see. But this is the thing, however it is, wherever there's a gender difference, wherever different genders are treated in different ways, you can make a case that it's a symptom of the patriarchy. So it becomes a kind of meaningless term. You know, in the UK, legally speaking, there's only one way that I know that the state condones discrimination. And believe me, there are lots of forms of discrimination, many of them against women, but they're not state-sponsored. The only state-sponsored one is that men are treated as second-class parents. If you have children and you divorce, if they're young children, you will lose your children unless your wife is actually addicted to crack and keeps falling unconscious every other day. You will lose your children and everything that goes with it. That's almost a certainty, and that's because the presumption is that a mother is a better parent than a father. Okay, now I am told Nuclear Knight has said this on her channel. To her credit, she has said that she thinks this is wrong. This is a form of discrimination, and she abhors it. And I welcome that comment. But on the video that I saw, and I'm pretty sure I saw this video, I sometimes I don't know if you ever do this. I sometimes dream that I've seen things when I haven't seen them. I've sometimes dreamt I've had conversations with people that I've never had, which is really disconcerting when you speak to them and then find that you never had that conversation. But let's. I'm pretty sure Nuclear Knight made this video. If she hasn't, well, then she can let us know. But she put this down as another symptom of the patriarchy. This is one symptom of the patriarchy where men actually end up fucking themselves up. Now, my point is this: if we lived in a matriarchal society, we lived in a neutral society which wasn't matriarchal or patriarchal, would this be any different? Or is it actually a function of our innate views on what a mother is and what a father is? I'm not saying we shouldn't try and overcome those innate views, but is this really a symptom of a patriarchy, or is this just a symptom of how societies are, of how our biology causes us to function? I would suggest that that's what it is. That this isn't a symptom of a patriarchy, and if we lived in a matriarchal society, nothing would be any fucking different with regard to this. You know, with regard to this specific thing, all anybody wants, I think, forward-thinking people, especially most men want, is, and I accept that 8 times out of 10 say, possibly with young children, the mother is the better parent, and she will, in the system we have at the moment, where one parent gets basically the custody, which I don't think is a particularly good system, but it's the system that we have at the moment. More often than not, the mother maybe should get it, but surely go into it with a presumption that both parents are treated equally, and if that's what the facts show, then you go with it. But don't start from this presumption that it's going to go with the mother. So that's what I would say about that. I'm not happy about this concept of the patriarchy. It's a silly concept. It's an easy term that you can wave around all over the place. This is a symptom of the patriarchy. That's a symptom of the patriarchy. And because of that, we obviously live in a patriarchal society. That's fucking bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm calling bullshit on that one. Most of these things you could invert the situation 180 degrees and you could still make it out to be a symptom of a patriarchal society, and that's the sign of a bad argument, where whichever the situation was, you can argue the same point. Okay, porn and the sex industry is the thing I want to talk about now. I'm going to take another break. Okay, well, let's move on to the final thing I want to talk about, which is the sex industry, which is a ludicrous term in itself. It's like me talking to you about the sports industry and then trying to incorporate my local leisure centre with the international tennis circuit all in one sphere. They're totally different things. How can you put them together? But we're going to try and put them together because people wish to put them together. So what we're talking about, the sex industry, is any of the things, any forms of where financial transaction takes place and sex is involved in it. Okay, so that's going to be the differentiator between every other kind of financial transaction that takes place, is that these financial transactions have sex involved. Now, I don't have a lot of involvement in these things personally, but let me tell you a little bit of involvement I've had. I used to post on a very popular porn forum, and I was a very regular poster, and I was quite a renowned poster, mainly because I didn't just talk about porn. I talked about a lot of other things beside, can you believe it, including religion. And I talked about religion with porn stars and porn directors, because this was the thing. This was a forum where a lot of directors and a lot of porn stars posted. In fact, it was through my links with the people on this that I became a published poet. I have had my poetry published on a porn DVD, on Brandon Iron's I Love It Rough 2. There can't be many people who can claim to be a published poet with their poetry published on a porn DVD, but my poetry has been published in the extras of a porn DVD, so that's my claim to fame. And I spoke with loads of porn stars, starlets, directors, cameramen, all sorts of people. That gave me a bit of an insight into it, but it's a skewed insight, okay? Okay, now it seems there's 3 points that are brought up here. The first point is usually that I really don't like people working in the porn industry, and so on those grounds it's hurting me, it's making me feel bad, and so that's why it should stop. And I've seen Jedi Master Boo Boo make this point, that it's hurting all women, and if you're a man and you want this to continue, then you should realise that this is hurting all women. Unfortunately, all women doesn't seem to incorporate nearly every woman I've ever known. I've known a whole slew of women that have gone and seen male strippers. Most women I know couldn't give a fuck about the porn industry. They couldn't give a fuck about prostitution as long as their boyfriends or husbands aren't actually visiting them. If men that are single are visiting them, they're quite happy about that. They really don't have a problem about it whatsoever. So it must be that all these women that don't fit into this all-women category that Jedi Master Boo Boo talks about must be the ones that I know, strangely speaking. That's the first one. The other two are more interesting. Boils down to this. Is everybody in the porn industry, and we're talking about women here, these people couldn't give a fuck about the blokes, okay? They could drop dead tomorrow. They're interested in the women. It's a women being discriminated against. Nothing else matters. Male strippers don't matter. Gay porn stars don't matter. Male porn stars whose heads you never see. The fact that they're objectified more than anybody in the history of the world doesn't matter. Their objectification doesn't matter. No, what they're worried about is the women in porn. Are these women in there of their own choice, of their own volition? And what they mean by that isn't have they been coerced into it, though that does happen. That's a separate issue, okay? People being actually coerced into a job is a different thing, right? But are they of it of their own volition, as in, is that a career choice that they wanted to make? And then the third one is that, no, women aren't in it as a career choice that they want to make, that they're in it because there's nothing else for them to do, and it's only the most desperate women that do it. Well, that's the one I really want to address, because, you know, an argument I've heard several times now is that a lot of countries, they're importing women to do these things, to be prostitutes, to be strippers. They're coming in from other countries, often poorer countries, Eastern European countries. And that shows that the indigenous women, they don't want to do these fucking jobs. They don't want to be prostitutes. They don't want to be strippers. On that grounds alone, that shows us that these are things that should be banned. So I want to take that on board. Let's ban strippers. Let's ban porn. Let's ban prostitution on these grounds. But, and there's a fucking big but, and you know there would be. I live in Lincolnshire. It's a rural county in the east of England. Down the coast from me, for about a 45-minute drive, is the town of Boston. And the town of Boston is a really, really agricultural town. The town I live in is agricultural. When I drive home, I don't drive past places selling cars, kart showrooms. I drive past tractor showrooms and Massey Ferguson combine harvester showrooms. But Boston is even more of an agricultural town, and they get swathes of Eastern European immigrants that come to Boston. It causes big problems there because there's so many of them to work the land. They are farm labourers, and these farm labourers earn the minimum wage, and the only reason they earn the minimum wage is because we have a minimum wage. If we didn't have a minimum wage, they would earn even fucking less. And the reason they're doing these jobs is because nobody in this country wants to graft like fucking a field, digging up potatoes, pushing sprouts off a stem till your hands are bruised all the way down. Nobody wants to do these jobs in the bitter biting cold. Nobody wants to earn this kind of crap money for doing such hard graft. You know, if you look under, I can't remember the website names, I've looked it up to check it out. There are prostitutes in London, women, high-class prostitutes in London who earn £150 or £200 an hour. How many of those women do you think will give that job up to earn the minimum wage living in fucking Boston, grafting in a field all day? So here's my point. Here's the thing. Let's ban stripping. Let's ban prostitution. Let's ban porn on these grounds, but let's ban farm labouring. If we're going to ban these things, let's ban farm labouring, because let's be honest, other than these people that we have to exploit, they're brought over. The farmers couldn't give a fuck about their personalities. All they're interested in is exploiting them physically. That's all they are. They're physical machines for the time that the farmer is paying to use their bodies for a period of time. And it's not on. These people are earning only a few pounds an hour. They're not earning 150 or 200 pounds an hour. They're not just having to work in an evening. These people are grafting as many hours as they can. Yes, let's ban stripping. Yes, let's ban porn. Yes, let's ban prostitution. But let's ban farm labouring. How about that? I'm happy with that. If this community that's dealing with these issues is happy to ban good old communist hard work on a farm for fuck all, then I'm happy to go along with these other things that they would like to ban. Thank you for watching this video. I'm going to go and have some more drinks now, if you've watched it this far, which you must have done, otherwise you wouldn't know I'm saying this bit now. Bye bye. Okay, I've reviewed my video. It's something I always do after I've made one, and I realise I've got to make this point about objectification. I can't leave this one because it's very important. Objectification is seen as a really bad thing. If somebody's being objectified, that is reason in itself to stop something, and yet it's something we do all the time. It's only when sex is involved that it becomes an issue. Sport is such big business in the UK. If sex is big business, football, association football, soccer is even bigger business. And you know what? Nobody gives a crap about whether Didier Drogba's interested in fucking basket weaving, or whether Wayne Rooney's happy with his life, other than in a few trashy women's magazines. There's plenty of trashy men's magazines, by the way, don't get me wrong, but they're not interested in that. They're only interested in the actual football. This is the thing. Sport objectifies people as much as anything else, but nobody gives a crap about it because it's not related to sex. Is there a problem viewing somebody as a sex object? No. I've said to my wife that I view her as a sex object. She said to me that she views me as a sex object. Neither of us have a problem with that. The problem only kicks in if you only view a woman as a sex object, or you only view a man as a sex object. There's nothing wrong with a bit of objectification as long as you keep a slightly larger perspective. My argument is that that is what people do, and if you think that they don't, then we have to ban all this shit, this sex shit, but we have to ban so much more besides, and it's going to be horrible. Once it's all gone, there's going to be fuck all left. Okay, thank you for watching this video and bearing with me. Bye.